Welcome to the Object Security Tech Talk on the CYBER Phase 2 project for characterizing 5G vulnerabilities in an expeditionary environment, or Char 5G for short, focused on securing next-generation battlefields for private and commercial 5G networks. The Office of Naval Research funds the CYBER Phase 2 project. I'm Susan Farrell, Head of R&D Commercialization for Object Security. Object Security was founded in 2000 by founder and CEO Dr. Ulrich Lang. Headquartered in San Diego, California, our focus is being a leader in solving complex and evolving defense and industrial cybersecurity and supply chain risk challenges that threaten both national security and production downtime. Over the last 15 years, Object Security has been focused on research and development for numerous government agencies. As a result, we have 10 U.S. patents and over 10 patents pending. Dr. Ulrich Lang has published over 100 papers on security automation, industrial cybersecurity, cloud security, and vulnerability analysis. We have been awarded over 20 CYBERs, 8 of those proceeding to Phase 2, and 6 CYBER projects have migrated to dual-use commercial products, with the flagship product focused on operational technology and industrial control system vulnerability analysis of embedded devices. Our team has an average of 20 years of experience, with areas of expertise covering cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, machine learning, 5G and radio frequency cybersecurity, supply chain risk, security policy automation, and digital twins. The team that worked on this project includes Principal Investigator Dr. Ulrich Lang, our Principal Research Scientist Dr. Reza Fatahi, Drew Yenzer as the FPGA Electrical Engineer, and myself, Head of R&D Commercialization. The Char 5G project addresses the Navy's challenge to characterize the 5G and radio frequency vulnerabilities in an expeditionary or contested environment. U.S. Armed Forces anticipate that next-gen battlefields will benefit from secure 5G wireless technology for command and control and machine-to-machine communications. As you can see by this image of an autonomous vehicle carrying warfighters into a contested environment and communicating via 5G private network. The critical challenge is that uninvited users will break into a private 5G wireless network to eavesdrop, also referred to as man-in-the-middle attack, or they may jam signals and trigger a denial of service, preventing our armed forces' use of our own private 5G networks. To solve this challenge, we are creating a device that can perform integrity checks through passive listening. The culmination of Phase 2 is to develop the device into a SOSA Open VPX card for standardized use across the U.S. Armed Forces and in unmanned or human-crewed vehicles or vessels. The primary function of the device is to focus on assessing security issues through the media access control, also referred to as MAC layer, and physical layer of the network. Users of the device are alerted of uninvited users of the 5G network. In the future, the portable device can be offered in a form factor to be carried in a warfighter backpack. As mentioned in the previous slide, U.S. Armed Forces are seeking a secure, next-gen battlefield for communications, including private and commercial 5G networks. Based on discussions with our technical point of contact, TPOC, 5G community professionals, and our project supporters, KPMG Federal, Lockheed Martin, and Federated Wireless, we believe that the transition targets will include the Department of Navy, Enterprise Department of Defense, as well as dual-use applications including vehicular and maritime networks. Smart warehouses, as seen in the photo from April 2022 at the ribbon cutting of the DoD 5G-enabled smart warehouse. Also smart cities and communities and healthcare networks. Today, the U.S. Armed Forces subject matter experts need more 5G signal analysis support and may need to contract experts to acquire, process, and analyze the 5G and radio frequency signals. Performance improvements will be measured against the current approach. Through automated passive monitoring and characterization of 5G and RF signals, we will measure performance improvements by determining: is it easier for the non-expert warfighter to use the device versus calling on an expert? How effective is the 5G device in a contested environment? Can the user determine if there is an eavesdropper or man in the middle, or denial of service occurring in the 5G private network? Can the warfighter quickly determine if the 5G network is secure? Can the warfighter determine if uninvited users access the 5G private network? The Object Security Char 5G lightweight portable device is developed to plug directly into the autonomous or human-crewed vehicle OpenVPX board chassis slot. The device can also be designed to be carried in a backpack or a ruggedized case. The device is always on, passively detecting 5G and radio frequency signals for characterization, integrity checks, vulnerability discovery, detection of users, and verification of users. During the Phase 1 feasibility study, Object Security developed a graphical user interface to display this information. Based on project specifications, the display can interface with the Electronic Warfare Operating Kit operating system, also known as EWOC, a system that the DoD is adopting, including the Sensor Open System Architecture, also known as SOSA. The Object Security Standard Operating Procedure for commercialization is based on the popular and proven business model Canvas, based on past cyber commercial transitions and commercialization programs, including the Cyber Technology Program, also known as CyberTAP, and the National Science Foundation Innovation Corps, also known as the NSF Corps, instruct and recommend the business model Canvas to best position a model for successful transition to a commercial product. The Char 5G Phase 2 has been broken into two parts. Part 1, from November 22 to November 23, we are establishing our channel partner program and government prime targets to support the immediate enterprise DoD need for a 5G characterization solution. In parallel, we have completed many R&D experiments. This has allowed us to successfully reach TRL4 status by demonstrating passive monitoring of 5G signals. We are now progressing into the second half of Phase 2 by developing the alpha minimal viable product called the MVP. We began creating a support and maintenance infrastructure, setting the pricing model and value statements, and validating these value statements through customer discovery interviews. By November of 25, we expect to transition from the MVP prototype to live data testbed environments. Due to the manufacturing needs of the device, we will also investigate manufacturing partner relationships and target an agreement by November 2026. We will also begin the government ATO and STIGs process, as well as any other compliance requirements. By the end of November 26, we expect to be TRL6 with passive characterization of devices on 5G networks by plugging the 5G VPX card into vehicle onboard chassis slots. After Phase 2, we plan to enter into a Phase 3 agreement with general availability for procurement for both DoD and commercial applications. To support these commercial agreements, we'll be positioned for mass production with a manufacturer partner. Char 5G helps secure our next generation battlefield communications, which includes private and commercial 5G networks. There are numerous 5G benefits, including a low barrier of entry and usage by offering the solution as a modular device that will plug into autonomous and human-manned vehicles equipped with a ubiquitous open VPX chassis. Another advantage is being able to passively detect 5G and radio frequency signals, with a future potential capability to actively monitor 5G networks to enable authorized users and restrict access to uninvited users of the private or commercial 5G network, and harden the security of emerging 5G technologies with a 5G device with vulnerability mitigation suggestions. As mentioned in the previous slide, we are hoping to schedule testbed battlefield exercises between late 2024 through 2026. If you are involved with testbed battlefield exercises, we would like to talk to you. Our contact information is provided on the last slide of this Tech Talk presentation. By the end of Q2 24, we will be prepared to test the passive monitoring capabilities of Char 5G in a testbed environment. We have gratefully received letters of support through our long-standing relationship with Lockheed Martin. We have also received support from KPMG Federal and Federated Wireless, who was involved in the Marine 5G Smart Warehouse implementation, and EDIS research. We also plan to test the MVP at the Texas A&M RELIS 5G testbed in 2024. Object Security has established leadership in national security and industrial cybersecurity with our flagship TRL9 product, ObjectSecurity's.AI platform, funded as a SIBR project by the Office of Naval Research and DARPA, providing proactive scans of industrial embedded device firmware images for zero-day vulnerability analysis and reporting. We plan to offer Char 5G and the Object Security OT.AI platform vehicular security solution, which also includes ECU simulated vulnerability analysis on an FPGA, achieving the goal of accelerating dual-use commercialization. The proposed commercial 5G solution includes two components. The first, an annual subscription to the Object Security OT.AI platform vehicular security standalone module, which includes the graphical display of detecting 5G and radio frequency signals for characterization, integrity checks, vulnerability discovery, detection of users, and verification of users. Also include the OpenVPX boards per in-vehicle VPX chassis to be monitored. For example, if 50 vehicles are to be monitored, the buyer would purchase 50 Object Security OpenVPX configured boards and subscribe to the Object Security OT.AI platform vehicular security solution to monitor the 50 installed boards. As we transition to mass production of the Char 5G device, which is targeted for late 2026, we will require funding. We are currently seeking funding opportunities through commercial customers, rapid innovation funds, safe investments, and early-stage venture capital. The Object Security OT.AI platform vehicular security solution includes software subscription and OpenVPX boards will be available through multiple channels: direct, authorized resellers, and prime defense contractors. If you, your channel partners, or primes would like to participate in these funding opportunities, we would like to schedule a meeting. Our contact information is on this slide. Please direct any business or sales inquiries to me, Susan Farrell, our head of R&D commercialization. Thank you, and we look forward to discussing your interest.